Welcome back. President Obama rumbled with Republicans during the GOP retreat on Friday, even did a little name-dropping in the process.
I see Frank Luntz up here sitting in the front. He's already pulled it, and he said, the way you're really going to, I've done a focus group, and, the way we're going to really box in Obama on this one or make Pelosi look bad on that one. I I like Frank. We've had conversations between Frank and I, but that's how we operate. It's all tactics.
Pollster Frank Luntz called out by President Obama. He is here now. Now that you were surprised by that, now you've had a time to think about what was actually said. Were you shocked by the president calling you out like that?
He's right in one sense, which is my job is to pay very close attention to what people say and how they say it. I am looking for body language. I am looking for whether there's credibility and believability, and I do study what they say and how they say it. Most of the time, I sit in the back of the room and I try to gauge what's going on. This is a rare occurrence that I really wanted to see how he reacted. Did his eyes narrow? Did he respond immediately, or did he stand back as the questions were being asked? I was looking, a lot of body language research is fake. I wanted to study it and pay real attention to what he said and how he said it.
So you were sitting in the front row, and he gave an opening speech and then took some questions, was fairly confrontational throughout this Q&A. I thought he did pretty well, especially considering there was no prompter in sight. How did you feel he did against him?
And I was even watching that. If you study him, he actually looks now, even when he has no prompter, it looks like he's side to side. So he's got the whole prompter thing going. CEOs could learn a lot from him, and that's 99% of my work is with corporate America. If they paid more attention to how Barack Obama communicates, to the ease, to the quickness, to the occasional quip. I mean, he hadn't planned to talk about me, but he saw me there and something clicked.
Yeah.
Too many CEOs are too scripted. They read their statements, and there's no sense of humanity in them.
Point, though? Does he have a point in some ways, which is that politics gets too caught up in what is being said, not necessarily the substance of it, the way it's delivered?
But what we want more than anything else in America today is someone who says what they mean and means what they say. So if they're going to use communication as the way to articulate what they really believe, then they have a responsibility to follow through on it. So I'm paying close attention to those words, then to see whether they match the deeds.
So when you met him afterwards, you gave him your book, and he said, this ought to be good for business. He meant, if I hold a book, it's good for business.
It's good for my business.
He said he sells books is what he's trying to say.
And he actually does sell books. Let's hope that the president reads books, but yes, he sells them.
Well, we know that.
But what was interesting is that he actually said, look, I didn't mean anything by it. I mean, he was trying to be nice about it at the end, and they didn't mean to trip me up. And even in his statement, he acknowledged that he and I talked. And I'll tell something for Fox viewers that'll be surprised. Everything I do here is open. That is, I provide the dial scores and the focus groups to anyone who wants to see them.
Right.
He inquired about it. He wanted to know how he did. John McCain never did.
Interesting.
Obama wanted to know how the public was reacting to what he was saying. John McCain never cared.
We got to leave it there, Frank. Thanks so much. Check out his book. President's helping sell it now. Thanks so much, Frank.
Pleasure.
Coming up, breaking news on